good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery. I'm obviously here in my home studio. No place special, although this is kind of a special place to me. Cliff, good evening. How are you? Larry, always a pleasure. Randy, nice to have you along with us. Hey, Craig, John Callis, and John, I see you are an MUCC field staff member. Good for you. Good for you. I am as well. Hey, Linda. Hello, Linda. How are you? Mike, always a pleasure. Jim, nice to have you along with us. It was a good day, Ross. Good day. I was in the studio today, recorded this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show, recorded a Killer Food Plots podcast. Planning big boat going in the water tomorrow. Excellent, excellent. Rico, how are you, my friend? Rico is a very interesting guy. He is one of the best urban anglers I know, and I love urban anglers. He's also a big morel hunter, too. Rico, nice to have you along with us, as well as Mike. The game was not a blowout. In fact, Tim, the game was a rainout. According to Michigan High School Athletic Association rules, whenever you hear thunder, you have to take a 30-minute break. Well, it was thundering about every 10 minutes. So they finally decided, let's postpone it until tomorrow. So I'm not sure tomorrow is going to be any better, but there's no way they would have gotten the games in today. So the games will be tomorrow. Otto, good evening. How are you? Linda's getting the golf game dialed in. She's getting ready for that second annual Mike Avery Outdoors charity golf outing. Wonder if I can pull up a flyer on that. Let me just see here. Should have done that earlier. I won't do it tonight. I'll do it next week. Hey, John, we're glad to have you on the list. TJ, nice to have you along with us. Tony, no turkey yet. In fact, I haven't even been turkey hunting since since the last Wednesday Night Live. We were going to turkey hunt, Trent and I, on Sunday. Then I remembered that was Mother's Day, so we went golfing instead. And it's interesting because there was a bird out there gobbling on the golf course all day long. And when we hit the 17th green, he decided to walk across the green and strut for me. Randy, how you doing, buddy? Keep an eye on my fish out there, Jim. And Tony, you too. Keep an eye on my fish. It's been a real nice day here today, although it was quite hot earlier, quite muggy, and real stormy. Although we didn't get a lot of rain, it just threatened to storm. Lori, good evening. How are you? Holy cow. Jeff Hammond is saying good evening from Michigan. Wow, hell just froze over. Ed is checking in from Port Clinton, Ohio. I know what you're doing down there, Ed. You are walleye fishing on Lake Erie or getting ready to. Good for you. Have fun. That should be a good trip. Anyway, my name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live. A few things I want to talk about tonight, including the golf outing coming up. If you haven't signed up, you should. The rundown for this week's radio show. Plans for a new Mike Avery Outdoors signature Rapid River knife. Still working out those details. You cannot order it yet, but hopefully very soon. Mickey, good evening. How are you? If you were with me this morning, I was saying that my vision is to have it be a Uper pocket clip knife similar to this one, although I want it to be very distinctive. And so the handle, in my mind, the handle would be acrylic and a very bright blood red. The red to me would represent a couple of things that I won't get into tonight. It would be a limited edition knife, and part of the proceeds would go towards a veterans. Hopefully I can find a veterans/outdoor related group, a group to get veterans in the outdoors. And I have one tentatively lined up, but I'm looking forward to launching that. I talked to Chris Durson at Rapid River, and he is 100% behind it. And in fact, he said, Mike, you need your own signature lineup of knives, meaning a pocket knife, a fillet knife, and all that stuff. I said, Chris, Let's just take it one step at a time. One step at a time. So Tony, I have not been out turkey hunting. Hope to get out Friday morning with Trent. He's been out of town. He's back in town. Now he's back to work. Before I forget, there will not be a Wednesday night live next week. No Wednesday night live next week, and I've only missed a very darn few of them. Very few. I can't think of more than 3 or 4 that I've missed over the course of many, many, many years. But next week at this time, I will be sitting at a graduation ceremony for 2 of my grandkids. Addison and Carter are both graduating from high school. So, Mike, it's a no-brainer for me. I mean, I'm working with MUCC on their golf outing to raise money to get kids in the outdoors through their youth camp. Kids in the outdoors and vets, and if I can get vets in the outdoors, I mean, I'm all over that. Dave, good evening, buddy. How are you? The blood red acrylic would look spectacular. It will. Emil says, that's the push I was looking for to get a Rapid River knife. We'll wait patiently. I don't think it's going to be too long. Chris said he can make this happen pretty quickly, actually. And it's not like we need to make 5,000 knives. We can make just a few knives and see how they go. And I think they're going to be popular. Jeff says he likes the idea as well. Why, Emil Rousseau of the Forward Corporation and the Lumberjack Lodge? You've met Emil on our Wednesday night lives at the Lumberjack. Why do you not have a Rapid River knife, Emil? I can't believe that. Ed got his captain's email for Walleye for Warriors this week. Corey, good evening. Corey is one of the guys that has invited me and Trent to his place. So I'm trying to figure out if it makes more sense to go to Corey's place or my buddy Scott's place to see if we can't get Trent a bird. A woodsman knife, a Mike Avery Outdoors woodsman knife. TJ, saw today the Democrats passed a fishing and hunting license increase, just needs to pass the House now. It's going to be, yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I don't think it's going to go through that fast. Tim, good evening. How are you? Hard to choose? Well, Emil, do like I do. And just get like 4 or 5 up. Captain Jim, how you doing this evening, buddy? Mike Sills, Michigan Outdoorsman, always a pleasure to have you along with us. So I want to talk about the Rapid River knife, the custom Rapid River knife, the Mike Avery Outdoors signature. In fact, we might even, listen, I've been wanting to do this, but I didn't want to be too self-serving. I thought, well, that's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're just absolutely in love with yourself. And I didn't want to come across that way. But if we can do it and raise money for a good cause, then I think it's a win-win. They do have a massive selection, and if you go to the website, rapidriverknifeworks.com, and use the promo code Avery15, that's Avery15, you can get 15% off. Linda, exactly. Linda says, come to Ann Arbor. I was walking down the sidewalk with a hen last week, totally crazy. When my daughter Shelby was at U of M, and she was on North Campus, you routinely had to get out of the way for deer and turkeys walking down the sidewalk. Steven said, Mike, Rapid River discount code, please. There it is. It's Avery15, Avery15, thank you, narcissistic, thank you. Avery15, Avery15, Avery15. That is the Avery promo code, and it gets you 15% off. Julie, how have you been? Haven't heard from you for a while. Tim, Monday, first time on the bay in a year with a wife, got 3. Excellent. I have not been out there this season. It's going to be a while before I get out there. I'm waiting for my boat at this point. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking this time. We're going to, again, trying to get Trent a bird, getting some things done around the house. And I'm going to try to sneak in as much golf as I can before the fishing season starts up, before my fishing season starts up. Because I realize the fishing season has already started. I'm just not part of it yet. You call that the Gene Simmons syndrome, do you? The Gene Simmons syndrome is everything you touch turns to gold, I think. Hello, Chris. How are things in Kansas this evening? Always a pleasure to have you along with us there. I feel like that mic was too far away. Programming note, tomorrow morning during the 9 o'clock hour, I will be on WSGW AM and FM talking with Art Lewis as part of the Art Lewis Show. If you don't live in the Great Lakes Bay region, to hear the show off air, you can pull up their website, WSGW.com, WSGW.com, and you can listen to that. Linda said it was one of the best Steelhead seasons in decades. Boy, that makes me... I love hearing that when people say it's the best we've seen in years. That is absolutely wonderful. Okay, so do not forget that here in Michigan in the month of May, this is the time to apply for your bear and elk license. Go ahead and apply. You're not going to get an elk license, right? Give the state your $5 and apply, but you're not going to get your elk license. However, if you don't apply, you know you truly won't get your license. So it's like a catch-22, right? I'm the same way. I know I'm not going to get an elk tag, but if I don't apply, I'm not going to get an elk tag. He certainly can sell, can't he? I took our neighbor boys on a charter out of Manistee yesterday. Great time and perfect weather. Oh, that sounds like fun, Mike. How was the fishing? And I realized, you know what? That's secondary. You had a great time. The weather was perfect. You took some kids out. That's a win-win all the way around. I'm just curious. How was the fishing itself? Okay. There are 240 elk tags, I believe, this year. And there are 6,200 bear tags. And the reason I know that, or I think I know that, is I have on this week's radio show the lady in charge of the system. Her name is Lisa Jackson. She joins me on the show this week. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Corey, enjoyed the podcast with David Kolb the other day. Yeah, he's a good fisherman. He is a good fisherman. David was with me on the Offshore Tackle podcast. You can hear that. Well, it was on my Facebook page. You can also hear it on the website, offshoretackle.com. That's offshoretackle.com. Today I did a Killer Food Plots podcast with Rich Krazan. I will be posting that shortly. Lori says she's just putting in for points this year. Mike, good evening. How are you? Eric, always a pleasure. Mike, we took 2 nice Kings and the rest Lakers. Did well. Excellent. Gigi, how are you? We've got Gigi and Emil both on here tonight. Gigi, of course, the manager of the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. Gigi and Emil, am I supposed to be giving away gift cards like this, or are we holding off on these? This is actually the gift card. It's a $50 gift card that I was supposed to put in the mail the other day, and I didn't, and I forgot. Sorry, Nick Grillo. Sorry, Little Joe. This one is going to Little Joe Grillo, who won the most recent Forward Fuels Tradition giveaway. All you have to do is post a picture of a kid in the outdoors, use the hashtag Forward Fuels Traditions, or I will put it on there, and you could win. Am I supposed to be giving these away? Justin, how you doing, my friend? Nice to have you along with us. Uncle Johnny, always a pleasure. Kimmy, my sister-in-law, waiting for storms Thursday. Well, I hope we don't have too many storms because our softball game, my granddaughter's softball game against the crosstown rival school is got postponed until tomorrow. Captain Mark Pananzak, Real Fishing. How you doing this evening, buddy? Mark, you joined us for the golf outing last year. Will you be there this year? That's not it. Oh, I might have this now. This is called 2024. Let me see if I can pull this up here. No, I can't. Oh, maybe. No, I'm not going to waste your time. Anyway, Mark, are you going to join us? It's Friday, July 25th at the beautiful West Branch Country Club in beautiful West Branch, Michigan, in beautiful Ogemaw County. Dan, good evening. Starting June 1st. Thank you, Gigi. Appreciate that. Joe, my wife Denise was talking about this the other day. We saw something for the SVEC or RC, SVRC Marketplace, and she said that she would love to go there. Emil says yes. Let's start him June 1st, Emil. SVRC, that's what I thought. Eli, let me talk about it in just a minute. It's interesting because one of them is weighted and one of them is not. Gene, good evening. How are you? JT, I'm glad you got yes on the forwards cards. Okay. JT, I heard you got some fish too. So check your schedule. Penanzak, just plan on. All right. Yes on the forward cards. Hello, Steve. Mark says, I have to check my schedule. Why do you have to check your schedule? Because there's nothing on your schedule, Captain Mark Penanzak, for Friday, July 25th that is going to be any more important than the second annual Mike Avery Outdoors Charity Golf Outing. So if there is something on your schedule or on your calendar, Cap, for Friday, July 25th, move it. Change your schedule. Good evening, Mike. Well, I need him behind your house, Corey, unless I can get access to that field. Ah, gotcha. We will also have gift cards starting June 1st for the Summer Drive event as well as the West Branch Visitors Bureau. Gotcha. So we are going to give away, in 3 minutes, we're going to give away a $50 gift card to the Lumberjack Restaurant. Is it a Lumberjack gift card or is it a Forward Corporation gift card? Martin, good evening, buddy. How are you? Steve, nice to have you along with us. Mike says they already have their foursome signed up. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate they're behind the house also. Okay. Thank you, Corey. Doing good at Apex. How am I? I'm doing great, Gene. I appreciate you asking. All right. Let's go ahead and give away. It's going to be a $50. Well, I don't know if it's a 50 or not. Emil, Gigi, give me the specifics here. What's the dollar value on it? And is it for Lumberjack or is it for Forward Corp? Steve says you also have the Westside Charity Shoot, Caledonia Sportsman's Club on June 13th. Go to mucc.org to register. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that reminder. Good evening, Mad Jack. How are you? If Chris Durson was on here tonight, and sometimes you'll see him pop up as Rapid River Knives, it'll be a Forward gas card, other gift card starting June 1st. It'll be a Forward gas card. Okay. Oh, geez. You lost your mom early Monday, lost your mom just after Mother's Day. I am so sorry to hear that, Martin. It's a $50 Lumberjack card. It's going well, Ruben. Okay. If you would like to win a $50 gift card from the Lumberjack Restaurant, this is for the Forward Corporation. It might be similar to this. It might not. You've got 3 minutes right now. Make your comments on why you want to win a Forward Corporation Lumberjack gift card similar to this one. I love the Lumberjack. It is our base of operations. It is a wonderful place. The food is outstanding. The help is excellent. Uncle Johnny is praying for your family, Martin. Evening, James. All right, make your comments now. Why you want to win a $50 gift card from the Lumberjack Restaurant. All you got to do is make a comment. Either Gigi or Emil could draw your name or decide to pick your name, and you could win. Martin says, I want to take my wife out on a date night for a great dinner. Martin might have a leg up on this contest this time around. I'm just thinking. Tony says, give her. JT says he needs it for boat fuel. My truck needs that Forward fuel, Dave says. Don't need gas for the Tesla, but could use a gift card for Michigan brand goods. You and your Tesla. Great topic of the trip. Celebrate 40 years. Excellent, excellent. Great meal. Great staff at the Lumberjack. Good evening, Dean. How are you? You've got, give me a reason to drive to West Branch. You got 1 more minute. Make your comments. Johnny says he loves the Lumberjack. Would love to win a gift card from Gigi or Emil. 1 more minute. Would like to try to my way back from St. Ignace this May. Resident of West Branch. We need to support our local businesses. The gift card tonight is a $50 Forwards card. Good luck for everyone. So it is identical to this. The gift card tonight is a $50 Forwards card just like this one right here. Jerry says his wife has never eaten there. Why not? Oh, that's right. I can't see your comments. I'm sorry, Mad Jack. TJ says I see. Let Martin have it tonight. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's all you're getting tonight for a buzzer. Emil or Gigi, who wins this week's $50 gift card from the Lumberjack Restaurant? My baby dog made me lose your feed, but it's very hot today. Turkeys are being buttheads. Turkeys are always buttheads. Gene, Mickey. There you go. A lot of comments. Emil, Gigi. Now, Jerry Randall is tonight's winner. Jerry Randall is tonight's winner. It's a short buzzer tonight. Jerry, congrats on winning this week's $50 gift card from the Forward Corporation. Jerry, Gigi is on here right now. She's the manager of the Lumberjack. So either direct message her or message me here on Facebook with your mailing address, and Gigi will get that card out to you right away. Or if you're going to the Lumberjack, just head up there and have Gigi hang on to it with your name on it. Lumberjack Restaurant is a great place. Forward Corporation, Lumberjack Restaurant, I have much respect. I really enjoy working with those people. They're great people, and they have great service to offer. And thank you, Emil and Gigi, and Forward Corporation and Lumberjack for your generosity. Let me talk about who's on this week's show, or send Gigi an email to gbaker@forwardcorp.com. That's gbaker@forwardcorp.com. That's the way to do it, Gigi. Thank you. Randall, send Gigi an email with your mailing address to gbaker@forwardcorp.com. Okay, coming up on this week's radio show, because this will lead into some other topics. My first guest this week is Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer, and I'm quite surprised that Johnny's not on here with us tonight. He usually is. We talked to Johnny. Oh, look here's Mike Smith of Offshore Account. I'm doing good, Mike. All is well in my world. I don't have a boat yet. I'm not on the water. I know I'm missing some tremendous fishing. I've been following you, your Offshore Account social media feeds. Also, I see you are now a member of the MUCC field team. Congrats on that. And I know I'm missing some great fishing right now, but it is what it is. As soon as I get the boat, I'll be ready to rock, and I'll be out there and I'll be joining you. But nice to have you along with us tonight, as well as Dan. Nice to have you here, too. Anyway, Johnny Bowler is my first guest this week. No, I think he's done plowing snow for the year. I talked to Johnny about the relationship between a bear hunter and a bear hunting guide, because this is the time we're applying for Michigan bear tags. And I asked him, when should you reach out to a guide? When should you use a guide, and when should you reach out to that guide? And I'll tell you this, I think unless you live in the UP and have lots of spare time, you pretty much need a guide. Because if you have a job, you really don't have time to bait and to keep a bait station, a bait site going. So I recommend a guide. Find yourself a good guide. I worked with a couple, and Johnny's my guy these days, and I have much respect. But he says, look, if you think you're going to get a tag this year, reach out to him now. The way to get in touch with Johnny is you can find him on Facebook as Johnny Bowler, or you can, just the Crow Whisperer, or you can send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, and I'm going to yawn. Been a long day. Put you in touch with Johnny. My sister-in-law, Kimmy, says she's the Crow Whisperer. So I've heard. Uncle Johnny says, Rylan and Peyton say, hi, Uncle Mike. Hey, kids, how are you? How are you guys doing tonight? Did you have a good day today? Did you have fun today? What did you do? I'm so glad you're with us. Mike says he's got a seat for me. I know you do, Mike. I know you do, and I appreciate that. Chris, have you ever caught a big blue cat or a flathead? It would be something more for you to do when you come down to hunt the small bucks I have running around. Chris, you're killing me. Dave, good evening. How are you? Jerry, nice to have you along with us. Anyway, Johnny joins me to talk about that. Also, we talk very briefly about we talk about fishing the drigs and what's the other one? The ones that Hemingway used to fish. The drigs, and I got a mental block. The fox. Johnny fishes those two rivers religiously. TJ said, well, if Johnny's the bear whisperer and Kim is the crow whisperer, then I want to be the bobcat whisperer. Okay, TJ, you are. You are now officially the bobcat whisperer. I thought Tony Wint would be the crow whisperer, but Tony has another title, and that is Skinny Water Rat. He's a fellow Skinny Water Rat, because I'm a Skinny Water Rat too. And that's a term of affection. That's a term of endearment. It's a good thing to be a Skinny Water Rat. Tony and I, as I said last week, are two of the three guys who regulate who gets to come into that skinny water, but that's a different story. I don't have time for it now. Then, at the end of the first hour of this week's show, Keel Jorgensen of Woods and Water News joins me to talk about their next issue coming up, the June issue. Also, the fact they've got the big Woods and Water News Outdoor Weekend already locked in. I don't want to even think about that yet, because that means it's the end of summer, and I'm not ready to go there yet. In the second hour, I'm talking about Southern Lake Michigan fishing. No, I'm sorry. Southern Lake Huron fishing with Joel Anderson of Anderson's Pro Bait out of Port Huron. Then Lisa Jackson joins me. I'm going to yawn again. Sorry, I don't know why. Lisa Jackson joins me. She is the person who is in charge of the bear application process, the turkey application process, the elk application process. She describes that process to us. And she says, it's an interesting conversation because, like, one of them is weighted and one of them is not. You can both put in for preference. I say just listen to the show to find out more. I'm still not sure I completely understand it. Here's what I understand about Michigan bear and elk tags. If you put in for an elk tag, you're not going to get one. If you put in for a bear tag, you might get one. That's pretty much all I know. In the third hour, I talk with Chad Stewart, who is a DNR wildlife biologist. We talk about whitetail fawns. Fawns are dropping across the state. Here is my advice for you and whitetail fawns. Look at them, take a picture of them, and walk away. There is never a valid reason to pick up a whitetail fawn, in my opinion, unless you're running a hay mower or a hay bine out in a hay field, and you can see that there's a fawn curled up in the path of your equipment, and you would run over it. Well, then that's a good reason to stop, get up, get out of the tractor, pick the fawn up, and move him over. Other than that, there is never a reason to pick up a fawn. They're not abandoned, first of all. You think they are, but they're not. They're very, very rarely abandoned. And you know what? If they are, how is you illegally picking that animal up and trying to raise them? How is that beneficial to a wild animal for you to raise them as a pet? Don't pick them up. Corey says he's just a whisperer. Not. Well, you don't have much time left, Mike, before I come back home to Michigan. I didn't know you were coming back, Chris. Good. That's wonderful. Mike, good evening. How are you? Tim says, I think elk tags need a point system. It's the only fair way to go. I think they're both fair in their own way because they're random drawings. You can game the bear system more than you can game the elk system. And by that, I mean that if you apply for a certain area during a certain season, you can drastically increase your odds of getting a tag for a Michigan bear. You can't do that for elk. If you've got somebody like Johnny Bowler and they will bait for you and get ready for you, then you can apply for the third season and get a tag every other year. Can't do that with elk. Kim, the crow whisperer, says, never pick up a rabbit you hit either because they'll scream. Martin says, Corey doesn't whisper at all. He's not a whisperer. He's a yeller. He's a shouter. That's all right. We like Corey. We like Corey. Oh, and this week's recipe from Wild Game Chef Extraordinaire, Dixie Dave Minor. It is a small trout recipe. Yes, in less than 2 years. You were out there for work, right? I knew you got transferred out there for work, or you were out there for work, but I didn't know you were going to get transferred back to Michigan. Excellent. Well, good for you. I should be drinking coffee instead of Crystal Light. Okay, on my list for tonight, the mosquito season for turkeys. Even though I haven't had any success yet, this is a very productive time of year to hunt birds because the hens are sitting on nests. The toms are looking, they're lonely, they're vocal, they're cooperative, and they will sometimes, more often than not, respond to a call. Fishing, I haven't been out yet. I talked about fawns. Oh, the NRC. Let's talk about the NRC, the Natural Resources Commission. At their meeting last week, they decided to reinstate antlered hunting for the youth and the liberty hunts. Is it youth and liberty, or are they the same hunt? For the hunt in the fall that they had previously said they were going to make it does only. They changed their mind. Oh, retiring. Excellent. Excellent. Good evening, Bernie. How are you? Tom Beecher. Dixie Dave Crawfish Tales. Aren't those the best, Tom? How are you, buddy? I miss working with you. I trust you're doing well. I trust you're doing great. If there's ever an opportunity to work together again, I would love to do it because you're one of the good guys, Tom. And Dixie Dave's crayfish. Aren't those good? Oh, man. You know, Tom, Dixie Dave has now pseudo-retired. He does not have his restaurant anymore, but he's cooking for a restaurant in Standish, Michigan called the King's Dish. He cooks Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And Uncle Johnny, we need to get up there and see him. So youth hunters and handicapped hunters, and I don't think it's is it part of the Vets Hut as well? Mike Critchfield, you could tell me. Corey might be able to tell me. Will be able to shoot antlered bucks after all. Now, I have to be honest, I'm really kind of in favor of a does-only youth hunt because I think it takes some of the social pressure off the youth hunt. But Michigan United Conservation Clubs didn't like the idea. The DNR didn't really like the idea, so they pushed for it. Oh, thank you. Corey says yes and yes. Mike and Corey say yes. So now you can shoot an antlered buck during that season. They tabled the coyote hunting season question, but it turns out that's actually a good move. I don't quite understand this. I don't quite pretend to understand this, but by tabling it, they're able to revisit it at the next meeting and bring it up as old business. So for some reason, that is a good idea. Disabled hunt. Steve says he is also in favor of a doe-only youth hunt. I am. But that's never going to be the case. I am in favor of a does-only youth hunt. Because, for a couple of reasons. It would help take some does out of the herd, which we drastically need to do. It would teach young hunters the value of a big doe. And a big doe is every bit the trophy of a 1.5-year-old buck, maybe more so, because it's harder to kill a big old mature doe than it is a stupid 1.5-year-old buck at the end of October. And I was thinking it would take some of the social pressure off the youth hunt by the crybabies who continually bitch about kids killing their buck during the youth season. There are so many things wrong with that. Number one, how can you be so selfish that you would be jealous of a kid shooting a buck? I don't get it. And they're not your deer to begin with. Even if you've got a food plot behind the house and that deer pretty much lives in your food plot on your property, it's not your buck. It is a property of the state of Michigan until you put your tag on it. Corey says, I like that 100% veterans can hunt in September because not all veterans can trek into the cold weather and snow. Absolutely. Hey, Corey, were you here when I was talking about my latest project? I'm working with Chris Durson. Yeah, we talked about it off air, but this is another chance to promote it. I'm talking with Chris Durson. I want to do a Rapid River knife, a Mike Avery Outdoors signature Rapid River knife, similar to this one, but not identical because this one's one of a kind. I envision an acrylic and blood red handle to set it aside, make it very special, very noticeable. It would have my logo on it, maybe even my signature. And part of the proceeds of the sale of that knife would go to vets in the outdoors. So I think it's a good idea. Agreed, Steve? Yeah, I think you and I agree on a lot of things. Does do the same damage on our vehicle as bucks. Yeah. Good evening, Danny Johnson. How are you? Danny from the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. Rocky Mountain Elk, rmef.org, if I remember right. Thank you, Danny. You've been very generous. Danny gave my grandson Trent a very nice knife set at the last Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack. Thank you very much, Danny. I appreciate that. Yes, on your logo and signature. Yeah, I think we're going to do it. Absolutely. Outdoor driven. Outdoor driven is I'm leaning that direction, Corey. I'm leaning that direction. Roger says, waiting on that knife. What a wonderful idea. I just, wait, Uncle Johnny. It's not available yet. And when it is, you use the promo code Avery15 and get 15% off. Bruce, good evening. How are you? No, the more I think about it, there's no downside to doing the special edition knife. Chris Durson says, let's do a whole line of them. I say, let's start out slow. Let's not get carried away, Chris. Let's start out slow. But I too think it'll be a very, very good idea. Okay, I'm going to wrap this one up just a couple of minutes early tonight because, as you can tell, I'm dragging ass. I don't know why. But I am. So, again, no Wednesday Night Live next week. We haven't been able to be out recently, Roger. My grandson Trent was out of town. Now he's back in town. He's working. We got a lot of family obligations. I was just about to say that no Wednesday Night Live next Wednesday because two of my grandkids are graduating from high school, and their graduation ceremony is next Wednesday night. So that's where I'm going. So no Wednesday Night Live. Also, let me start this here before we forget here.
Oh, my Avery, master of the wild, your stories and laughter keep us beguiled, every fish that you catch.
Okay, time to register for the second annual Mike Avery Outdoors Charity Golf Outing to benefit MUCC's Youth Camp. If I'm involved in a charity, it's going to be outdoors, right? It's going to be kids, vets, outdoors. Go to mucc.org/golf. That's mucc.org/golf to sign up. It is Friday, July 25th at the West Branch Country Club in beautiful West Branch, Michigan. All right, my friends, you have a wonderful night. My name is Mike Avery, by the way. My show is called Outdoor Magazine. My website is mikeaveryoutdoors.com. My email address is mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. And don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll talk to you next time, my friends.